All right. Hello. We're live with the TittyMag for next Titty Talk of this month. I'm wearing such a warm coat, perhaps, but we're talking about the theme voice, using your voice in every kind of way, and all these different Titty Talks are always about inclusive feminism and creating a dialogue by being and using the creative. So today our panel is again filled with beautiful people. We're only missing Tatiana Almoudi because she's sick. She couldn't be here, but she's perhaps watching and checking us back home. But now we've got these other three guests as well. Fatma Genç, we spoke each other a lot this week, and I'm so glad you're here as well. You're a TV host, you're an actress, you're a creative, you're a concept developer. You got your own, two brands, we can call it even. Hey Sister Hey, and also I'm a Mother. I think we're going to talk about this later on, but it's incredible about like the way you use your own voice, but also give other people space to use theirs. So we're going to check in on that as well. And Sisters Janssen. You guys make epic work. You're both concepting, but also creatives. You recently also made the work for ActionAid as well.
Yes.
And I think, the best way almost to describe what you create is really powerful pieces, I think.
Yes.
Is it something that you, like, we're talking about using a voice, but to start off with you guys, like, is it something you really want to use in your own work?
You want to light out, or how do you say it? Powerful?
Yes.
Yes, I think we really want to give a woman or like somebody that we're gonna create around their own powerful identity.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what we see it, but sometimes people don't always see like the power in someone, and we try to make it stronger with art and in some kind of way. And I think that's...
Yeah, it's really important because sometimes people say to Tisha or to me like, oh, you guys are so powerful women. And I'm like, what do you mean? Powerful? Isn't everybody powerful?
Yeah.
But so it's funny that you
address it.
Because I think it goes naturally when we have a picture from somebody and we're creating art. Also, it's always gonna be like powerful.
But it's still like what you're saying as well, like powerful women. It's kind of like is it something that like gives extra context to the word women, or is it like a contradiction, you know? It's like what you're saying, what does it mean, a powerful woman or powerful women?
I think like a powerful woman is like their own identity, so like the unique, yes. I always said unique, very strange, so now I'm always checking like, am I saying it right in English? Unique. But like every woman has like his own unique power in herself, like every woman, like it's or her eyes or her lips or just her own character. And so I think that's like what we really try to make. How do you say that in English?
Ik weet niet wat je wil zeggen.
Like we try to take that and like make that more stronger.
Oh, the
emphasis.
That's what you mean.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so important to emphasize that as well, like power, like making it visible, also for you, like Hey Sister Hey, I think, and also I'm a Mother. It's something that's perhaps is almost like the core of it all, you know. Why do you think it's so important to kind of enhance it? I think
because like if we try to make like images or like art, we get the chance to create a certain kind of image.
Yeah.
So like what we were inspired by is like, for instance, like Rihanna has her own brand Fenty, and she really says like, I want to channel the imagination of black women, and that word is like very inspiring for us, because we also try to channel imagination of women that are like in this society not seen as powerful, because they're like portrayed, how do you say, like portrayed in an other light. Yeah. And we try to take that light to another, with powerful art. So we're channeling that thoughts of how society sees women. Yeah. Because they see it mostly different than what it is.
Do you recognize it as well in the work you do and in the sessions you host and create?
Yeah, totally. I think what I get is that, and what is the same within how I give a manifestation to my work, is that I don't recognize myself in media. I don't recognize myself portrayed in media. So what I did with my projects and with my platforms is I try to create content that shows my own search or my own journey through recognition and creating media. So what I miss, for example, is that there is a huge diversity of powerfulness. And that this is what I hear you say, is that there are so many different characteristics of the word power or a powerful woman. And the only way that we see power or in women, maybe I'm sla het plat, maybe I'm making it very simple, but when we talk about powerful women, we think of Angela Merkel and her very boxy jackets. Yeah. And we see the girl bosses, and that's power for most of the ways how women are portrayed in media. What power is for me is sometimes just saying, oh, this is such a crappy day, I'm just going to stay inside. I have PMS and I'm just super emotional, I'm just going to sit here. And by showing a video on my YouTube channel, for example, I'm being empowered to share that vulnerability. And I'm also a powerful woman by accepting and embracing that this is happening in my body, this is happening in my brain. Do you see? Like I'm trying to just be super naked in what I'm experiencing, and for me that is my journey through finding powerfulness.
Yeah. Is it perhaps something that we see power, and I think most of the power we see and hear about is also always matched with not being vulnerable.
Yeah. Or not being real sometimes a little.
Yeah, true.
What do you guys think is needed to change that idea or perception?
Us?
Yeah. Just showing sometimes that you're not, and you don't really only have to do it on social media. Or YouTube. I think for a lot of people that's very scary, but you can do it in your own environment, with your friends, with your family, at work. I think a lot of people still have a mask on. Yeah. When they go and do a coffee with your friend, and you're not feeling so well, but you're still sitting there like, I'm just here, but you can be real with your friends. Start there. Yeah. Because that's a small piece.
If, by the way, anyone has questions, just let us know on Instagram as well, and we'll try to answer them. Because do you guys remember what was the first moment you used your voice? And of course not the first time while talking, but first moment you thought, okay, I want to say this, I want to do this, I want to create this, or what was an important moment? Was it a moment, or it went fluidly? Could also be possible.
I think I maybe have more moments, but I think for me personally it started a little bit late, but the Black Lives Movement was for me the moment when I was okay, it's enough now, I'm never gonna shut my mouth again. Yeah. So I think therefore I said something, but not always a little bit from but also okay, if someone says something that's not really appropriate, I was I don't think that's appropriate, but it's okay. But now when that happened, I was no, this we're gonna.
This is
not appropriate. This is not appropriate. We're not okay with this, and it's just time to speak up about that and keep speaking up about that, and just creating the space for ourselves to let our voice hear, and also voice of others.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Beautiful answer.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still thinking actually. I don't know. I don't really have a moment because I think as a child I was always very expressive. So I think that I always was using my voice, not literally my voice, but trying to stand out. But if we're really talking about where Sister stands for, I think it's this moment of the Black Lives Matter, the George Floyd. Of course, it's not the first, and it won't be the last, unfortunately. But because it was a big thing, everybody was at home. Now, well, we know this story. We had time to think about it, and I also realized that I really need to read a lot about also my Black history and speak up more, because I was very quiet about this onderwerp. Subject. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's for us.
For you, Fatma?
It's a difficult question, because there's so many times that at least in my life, that I had to speak up and I didn't. So, but my most recent one in the setting of that I didn't felt heard or seen, and I felt super vulnerable, and was in a business meeting, and it's very, very blunt, very a simple situation, but this was a meeting where we tried to have these moments of sharing our emotions, like, hey, today I feel this, and one of the guys, it was a man actually, he said, hey, what about we time this so we're on time as a team?
Oh yeah.
And I started listening to my body, and I felt the heat coming up, and I felt this, not rage, but like confusion, and I really sensed a lot was happening in my body. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna voice that this is happening right now, and I'm gonna say what it is. So I told him, like, hey, with what you're asking us now, I'm getting sweaty, and I'm getting angry, and I feel all this rage coming up. So I'm not sure if I agree with your comment. So maybe we can have a conversation about it, why you want this, for this meeting to happen on time. But we're talking about emotions, and I don't agree with you, basically.
What did he say?
Well, he was flabbergasted, and he was actually quite. I think he felt ashamed of this, because I just spoke out what was happening to me. It wasn't anything about him. It was my emotion. So I think he didn't get it as a rejection, but he felt ashamed that he asked it. And then everyone started to talk about, like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't time it, because we're talking about emotions, and this is so important that we have this as a team, so we stay human. That's the whole reason why we're doing it. So by voicing this vulnerability, I empowered him and the team to speak up and out. So there was a very powerful moment when I reflected back on it. Right then, I was just shaking and I was sweating, and it was super scary. But when I reflected back on it, it was such a powerful moment for me, and I still, I cherish it. It's like, it's so powerful to just share what's happening in your body or in your emotions, that you don't have to have the answers. Just by expressing it, it's already building bridges, I guess.
And it's also interesting what you said, like remembering the times I didn't spoke up or like raised my voice.
Yeah.
It's sometimes so like have to think about that, like those moments stay with you.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Is there like what is, according to you guys, like a thing that people may think, like, I don't wanna raise my voice, I don't wanna do that. What is you guys think like the biggest like dilemma for most of the people. If you look at your own, well, your own character, but could be, but also like in your own way of art or way of creating. Like for you in Hey Sister Hey, I'm a Mother. Do you recognize that everyone is like? I think yes, because I know how intimate your sessions are. But like, what do you see that for most of the people is their way of like finding the space of raising a voice? Is there like, what is their reason or what's the power behind it?
Well, the power of raising your voice or withholding from speaking up?
Well, first raising, yeah.
I think that there is the accumulation of repressed anger and fear, and there's this big chunk of energy just sitting there, and then there's no what you just did, like there's no stopping it anymore, and it's just like you're shaking a bottle of Coca-Cola, and I think and it has to go out at some point. It has to go out, and what I recognize in most of my sessions with women is that there has to happen, and there has to, I don't know, this English and grammar is sometimes very complex. An inner revolution has to happen. So there's a pattern of behavior, and we just keep on doing it the way we did. Like we're the good girl, trying to be very understanding, very pleasing, and we're always like, yeah, of course I won't raise my voice even if you hurt me with your words. I won't do it because I don't want to hurt you. Yeah. So I'll just take all the pain.
The pain, yeah.
And at some point there's just like I cannot carry it anymore, and I have to, and it comes out in a very aggressive way maybe. But at least there's a starting point of finding your voice back again, because we had that voice when we were children maybe, and on the way we just lose it because of all the, punches in the face we have to take from.
Yeah. But are there like boundaries according to you guys in raising your voice? For example, in art, like is there like a limitation in like claiming the space and raising a voice, or is there like are there like must do's and must don'ts, or do you think art is free of that all?
Well, actually, that I don't know, but I think for us, are there boundaries? I don't think in making art there are no boundaries, because otherwise you will block yourself. And I think that's with all kind of art. So if you write, or if you paint, or if you are an actress, and all those things. But when you want to speak up and show your art, I think there where the boundaries become a little bit higher. Yeah. And I think maybe one of the biggest boundaries can be yourself, your self-reflection. Yeah. If that's a struggle, but then you can put it in your art. So maybe it can be a good struggle. But no, I think it's something like Instagram, whatever. If we post something she made, of course, that's scary. Yeah. Because people can say, and you will read it, it will hurt if people will say shit you don't like. Yeah. Because it's sensitive, it's your art.
Does it happen?
Yeah. Not yet,
so don't start. No, actually, because we're not working together for so long, but we have been working separated. So in my separated things, journeys, of course, I have had a lot of boundaries. Yeah.
And how was it for you to like? Can you recall the feeling of like posting your first art piece together on Instagram?
Yeah, that was scary.
It was scary, but it was also like I really didn't care actually. I was like, I hadn't. It was not my intention to speak up to a big crowd. It was really for myself. The first time I posted, it was like yes, and then I got like nice comments, and I was like okay, and then it became a little bit more scary because then you're like okay,
now we have to keep up,
keep up. But it goes very naturally. But I think the boundaries for making art, there's none really for us, right? For making.
Not for making.
But
I
like
think so.
for posting, I also think we know what we want to say, and I think that comes very naturally. And I think if we stay to that, then that pieces what we're gonna share, nothing is then too much or too less, because we know what we want to put out there.
Is like raising your voice like online, offline different? For example, like posting an image, is it a different feeling or posting like a text, or then like showing it to people in a gallery, or like showing it to friends, or talking about it in an offline situation, environment?
For me at the moment, not, because for me at the moment now, we use Instagram really as like what I say on Instagram, I talk to you right now, or I talk to Ciara right now. But it was not in that way with my personal account. So I really see a shift in Sisters. It's like, it's really a reflection of what I want to say to you about what I'm experiencing or what I want to put out there. So that's really funny that if you go to like a brand, you make it a brand. Yeah. It's like, I can do this and this and this. And personal, it's like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. So it's I think
sometimes it feels easier to talk as the brand.
The brand,
yeah.
But it's easier. Mostly your own identity more than the other.
True.
That's interesting.
Do you agree?
With that the brand is more identity? Maybe. No, I'm not sure. I hear the hesitation, because it's like you're zooming into specific characteristics of your identity and use that as the brand, and because the brand doesn't have the same vulnerability as you have as a human being. Like you have off days. Of course, you have if you put it black and white, a brand can have off days as well. However, with the brand, you're maybe thinking more, strategizing more about how you can use those specific characteristics. Yeah. So the voicing is different as a person than you do as a brand, and also how others receive it how others receive it is different. So how others perceive Sisters on Instagram is different as they perceive your individual messages. At least that's how I look at brands, or when I'm targeted, or when I see people share on Instagram. I'm not sure how I do it, how I voice, or how I. But yeah, I'm just thinking out loud now.
No, that's perfect, because like I think like online can be like the perfect place of using your voice, but it can also be a place that like a voice gets misinterpreted, or like somehow flies off to like a total different discussion. And sometimes offline it can be scarier to say something, and you can reach out more to other places and people online, but still like offline you can give like a word some extra context and a feeling and like a face-to-face like energy, which I think is so important sometimes to see the difference, that it's not black versus white, black and white, like lining of like a text that's so you can say, for example, hey in so many different tones. Like hey. So I think that can be
more
cool, but also difficult.
I recognize that a lot, because how you said, like the first time you posted something on Instagram, you didn't feel anything of the insecurities, because you had purpose why you are creating your art. And when I talk to someone and I really come from purpose about either hey sister, hey, or I am mother, and someone doesn't agree with me, I get so tiny, even if my purpose is so fucking strong. And someone doesn't agree, it's just like, oh shit, okay, I have to recalibrate and then think, okay, what is my purpose again? Why am I doing this again? And then I can move further. And if you do it online, of course, it's very like you can think about it and create the perfect reaction to someone who disagrees with you, because you can just decide when you want to react. Usually I react instantly, but you can. Oh, not always, but especially with people who disagree. Who send like I don't know, something about climate change, and they're like, no, that's bullshit. I first my first reaction is to just, start the fight.
Yeah.
But now I'm older, I'm wiser, and I just I contemplate and come up with an answer that really considers the other person as well, to feel them, make them feel seen as well, because they want to be heard. Yeah. That's why they are voicing that disagreement. So it gets, it's more in conversation.
Yeah.
And in real life, I still have struggled with it. I still have, it's not easy to have an argument or a debate with someone who's right on the other end of the conversation.
Yeah, you want to...
So
yeah. And it's also something like... you don't want to get there are so many voices that already are there and out there and are almost on top of the conversations, that you want to have the other sound of people raising their voice and using their voice. You want to have it more, and you want to give those people even more space. And there must be not everyone can agree, and sometimes it's okay to disagree,
It can even be something nice to have disagreement, because if you're clashing, something can emerge from that. Maybe
more understanding of both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're almost already to the ending of the conversation already. But I want to ask you guys one rather last question, unless there is something we have to answer. What is if we look at raising voices, using your voice, what is, according to you guys, the power of the creative industry, or using the creative? What is that power if you look at raising your voice, or using your voice? What is the power of the creative industry, the creatives? If you look at the art, if you look at all the different arts we have.
She said it also when she looks vroeger, back in the days, in media, she doesn't recognize herself. And I think that we all really want to create for our younger generation that they can recognize themselves, because if they can recognize themselves, they know okay, then I can do that too. And then it will start then I think inclusivity will start more, because people see themselves in media, and then they're oh, I can be that too. And then we get more mix, more selfzekerheid, more confidence that we can do that too, that everybody can do it.
And I think art is also a very funny way, I think, for the younger generation, but also the old, to start a conversation. If I paint, most of the time words are sometimes very difficult for me, but if I paint, I will just paint what I want to say. I will put it in a paint, I will give an exposition, and then people will look at it and they will have a conversation with somebody maybe they know or they don't know, and they will see what does she mean actually, and they will start a conversation that I was scared to talk about. So I think art is also a funny way for young and old to express and see new things, and I think that's the power of art. I can't say
I think it's really beautiful. And for you?
I think for me the power of creativity in general, maybe instead of one specific form that I use, is for others to, it is basically what you're sharing as well, it's self-reflection. So you're able to self-analyze what's happening inside of me. Why am I behaving in the ways I do? Why do I think in this way? Why do I believe in certain things? And by using the creative formats, YouTube, Instagram, theater, arts, poetry, I invite others to reflect back on themselves. And by that, building a bridge, hey, I'm not the only one. You have it too, and it's through my ways that you recognize that yourself, maybe.
And again, what you guys saying, the conversation continues.
Absolutely.
By using the correct voices. Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
It Yeah, but we're ending with your voice as well, because you guys can do some, well, not shame, it's just promotion. So if people want to, thank you all for watching, TittyMag viewers. If people want to know more about the work you create, the stuff that you organize, what's the best place to find, like Sisters Janssen and Fatma, where should they go?
Yeah, Instagram is the best. Fatma 88. You can find it in the caption.
Fatma 88, and you can always, like, in the caption, or just text us and we'll DM you as well. And Sisters Janssen, I think also.
Same.
Your Instagram account, and then you have your personal account as well on the bio.
But just use Sisters.
Yeah, and then there's Ciara Janssen.
Oh yeah, and the other was Ciara,
Tisha.
We're
sisters.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We have one next month, and perhaps I think it's also even on the 1st of October, so you don't have to miss the Titty Talk that long. It will be on our feminist party, also here in Vondel CS, where we taped this Titty Talk as well. But we'll let you know ASAP, and thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.